Hello, Internet Infantry, and welcome to this. This is KocoSports WWE No Mercy 2016 preview slash, or is it your ways slash predictions? I'm host LK from KocoSports.net, and I'm joined by my partner in crime as always, Sammy. How you doing today, partner?
Not too bad since last time you saw me.
Dude, it's crazy. Like, it's Friday night, and I hope everyone. If obviously, I'm not expecting this to be a very view-heavy driven show live. I'm expecting it to be a lot on demand on the YouTube channel. So I hope everyone now is having a good night. And let this sink in. So it's Friday night and we are podcasting. Let that sink in. This is this is my third because I did a daily LK in between for my VIPs. We've done an impact review for you guys and the VIPs, and we've done a Coco Sports here No Mercy preview. So appreciate that on our Friday nights. With that being said, we do have tomorrow off, and I'm extremely excited for that. So let's get down to our No Mercy 2016 preview predictions. I think the show can be okay. On paper, it looks okay. There's 2 matches, make that 3 matches I'm very interested in. The rest, I could take a piss, and I may. Thoughts on the show initially?
We'll see. Like, I'm kind of with you. I'm hopeful because I think there's some really... Unlike the last Raw pay-per-view, and to a lesser extent the last SmackDown pay-per-view, they've done a really good job building up this card and getting you ready for the pay-per-view. And I know, to kind of play devil advocate against myself, on our TNA review, I said that WWE is really bad about building up to next week, which they are. But maybe it's because they don't build up to next week. They build up to the pay-per-view, which they don't always do. They've done it really good here. So it still has the capability of being a complete stinker.
It does. It can. I'm looking at the card right now. I'm using Wikipedia, so if it's wrong, please don't bite my head off or send me hate mail. And I'm looking at it up and down right now, and it's on and off there. It's like, oh, great match. Oh, I don't care. Oh, good match. Don't care. Oh, very interesting that. Don't care. But it'll just be interesting to see. And again, we're going to say this like we did on the preview before, and we're going to say this on the next one. The wrestlers are going to go out there. They're going to wrestle a great match.
Yeah.
Most of the time. We're just more concerned about the writers and how they're going to write this damn thing. Which is why I put preview / predictions in the title, because the predictions are more important. Because I don't trust them. It's not like Lucha Underground, where we talked about earlier, we don't like an angle, we don't like a storyline. We have faith in Lucha Underground that they're going to turn it around and make it awesome. With WWE, I don't have that same luxury. I get scared and nervous when there's a talent I like and enjoy are in some sort of high-profile match. I'm like, how are they going to fuck it up?
Because they've done it. They've proven that they've done it. And again, I'm still a WWE guy, but that being said, I'm still very critical. And as such, they have a capability to take what right now looks good on paper and turn it into a complete just bomb.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm happy you admit the term WWE guy. I don't know what guy I would be. I generally don't know what guy I would be, and that upsets me a little bit. I don't have my brand. I want to have my brand. I'm a SmackDown guy. There we go. I'm a SmackDown. I bleed blue.
Fair. You bleed blue, and like I say that I'm a WWE guy, and then I got into WWE. But everyone knows, even just judging, if you look at my fucking logo for the show that we made, thank you again. Lucha's my favorite style. And Lucha's my favorite show. I'm all about Lucha Libre, but I got into wrestling because of WWE, and I still enjoy WWE for the most of the time. They make it difficult. They make it very difficult some days. And if you're going to be a guy being a SmackDown guy, isn't a bad choice.
Isn't a bad choice at all. So according to this is the pre-show match. We have Jack Swagger versus Baron Corbin. I hope they get given time. I mean, Corbin on the, I don't know, I think it was the Backlash pre-show, he had a cracking match with Apollo Crews, so fingers crossed he has another good match here. Prediction-wise, I'm actually torn here because they've just had Jack Swagger move over, so I can't picture them giving him a loss, but I can't picture them giving Baron Corbin a loss because I just think it would damage his character a lot. I'm picturing maybe some dusty double DQ or double count-out finish.
It's possible. I kind of hope it's not. Like, the part of me thinks it's going to be some weird finish and we're going to go to a third match between these three. And here's the thing. We might be the only two, especially out of the Koco crew, I know we're the only two, but maybe the only two people online that genuinely like Baron Corbin. I don't know if I genuinely like. I don't dislike Baron Corbin. I think he's got a good look. He's not as bad in the ring as people want to say he is. And his character is what needs a lot of work. Just to me, if he scowled more, he would look better.
You say good look. I don't know if I agree with that.
Like between the tattoos, and he looks like a grungy, like, yeah, I'm going to kick your fucking ass. His character, it's just his facials. His facials are awful.
Yeah, and his wrestling ability is a little bit meh, but it'll give him time. We'll give him a few years yet before I start being a complete douchebag.
Yeah, I don't dislike him. I'm not necessarily a fan. I don't dislike him. That being said, I think putting him with Jack Swagger is both good and bad because Swagger is good and can help him out a lot. But for the character writing aspect, he should be going after Kane. He needs a big, solid win over Kane in the next couple of months where Kane has been doing just roughshod over some jobbers and just kicking people's asses, and 2 wins over Bray. And then he should have a big win over him and go like, no, I'm the fucking wolf. I'm the beast that runs this place now. So I'm not terribly interested in this match, but I hope they give him some time, like you said, and then it turns out pretty good.
I mean, the issue is if Swagger loses, he's just wasted the time moving to SmackDown, and if Corbin loses, his character's kind of, the lone wolf, the big badass motherfucker's kind of pointless. So they've booked themselves again into a corner where they have to book it a double DQ or a double countout, or they're just going to fucking have Jack Swagger lose and do it in a sympathetic way. So it's like Jack Swagger loses and then they're like, oh man, he like sits up and he's just there like shaking his head and just in pure disgust. Yeah. And he's like, guys, I don't know if I can do this anymore. I can't keep coming out here and losing.
Have fucking, if you do that, have Corbin cheat to win, which he has not done to date, which you don't really need to do with monster heels. But that being said, have him cheat to win. Have him not necessarily cheat, but have him do something dirty to win. Something really physical and dirty, like a huge low blow or like a fucking thumb to the eye, something nasty. That's how he wins.
Yeah, I mean, that's a way you could protect Swagger and then you could get a rematch sometime down the line. But, I mean, we just wasted enough time on the pre-show as it is. So we have Kurt Hawkins versus To Be Announced. We've seen this build, and we've seen it build, and build, and build, and build. And I'm like, there's got to be a match soon. Or they're just trolling me. And these vignettes he's been doing have been weird, creepy, cringy.
I hate them. I know a bunch of people that really like them. There's a couple of high-profile podcasters like, man, I absolutely love them. I fucking hate these vignettes. I think Kurt Hawkins is great. I think he's a great talent. But these vignettes are garbage.
He's awful. I have no interest in him right now, and that's bad because I don't mind the talent. Like he's nothing special, but what he does really well, and I think that is probably a great something I'd be proud of if I was a wrestler. Like it's a rare you see a Kurt Hawkins botch. It really is. I mean, I have nothing. It's just what are they going to do with him?
I'm really afraid that they're going to bring him in just to. Like, I'm afraid that they're like, and I'm not necessarily this person, but they're going to do something like this. I'm afraid they're going to bring him out there like, hey, he's the new talent, and then bring back like the Great Khali to come out and squash him. Not necessarily the Great Khali, but I'm afraid they're going to do something like that since they just did that on NXT.
Oh, but would they really? Because they built this guy for months. I mean, months.
It's been months.
Legit months.
I wouldn't put it past him, but I hope that's not the case.
Dude, this is W. Of course, this is going to happen. He's going to come out. The lights are going to go out. Bray Wyatt's going to come out. He's going to Sister Abigail him and then say, Orton, this is what's going to happen to you. And then it leads to an Orton Randy Orton match.
Damn it. Probably.
Put it past these imbeciles. Up next, we have Nikki Bella versus Carmella. And you know what? Credit where credit's due. Considering this match, if this was just written on paper and someone said, hey, would you look forward to this? I would say no, rip that paper up and shred it in front of them. But the way this has been built has actually been pretty damn impressive. Like, to get me to care about a heel Carmella and a face Nikki Bella is just a testament to how good my baby blue SmackDown Live is.
No, I totally agree. Like, the story for this has been really, really good, and building up the grudge match for it is awesome. I just still don't really want to see this match just because I know in ring they're not going to deliver as good as the story has been.
Will it even take place? You know, maybe she gets attacked backstage and the wrestling gods are with us, maybe?
Maybe.
No, it might be all right. I'll go into it open-minded. There's not really much. I mean, I think they're going to have... Logic suggests now you have Carmella win, and then you do Carmella versus Becky Lynch at the next pay-per-view, which is Survivor Series for SmackDown. But is she ready for that? Who knows? You could do Nikki Bella versus Becky Lynch in a face versus face angle at Survivor Series.
don't really like face versus face match those, and especially in high profile, like one of your big 4 pay-per-views.
You're generous calling Survivor Series a big 4, aren't you? You're a very generous man.
I mean, what else do you call one of the big 4? It has to be.
I replace Money in the Bank for Survivor Series these days. Survivor Series is nothing to me.
It should, like, WWE still consider, like, the company itself considers it one of the big 4, but I would consider Money in the Bank the 4th of the big 4.
I think maybe now, because we'll get both Raw and SmackDown on that show, I think it might feel a bit more legitimate and a bit more important.
Okay. Fair.
I think that's fair. I think that's what could happen. Right. Here's the next matches we actually want to talk about. Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. It's a W pay-per-view. It's high-profiled. We will have Bray Wyatt lose again.
Oh, he's gonna fucking lose. Like, this match will be good. They'll do some great work. He'll look physically strong. Orton will sell for him. He'll sell for Orton. They'll look creepy. Boom, RKO out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. What Bray loses. That's like, it's like Law Cena wins. It's Law Bray loses.
Right, everyone, when this happens, you can send me money via PayPal, or you can just sign up and don't be an imbecile. Bray Wyatt's going to go for the Sister Abigail, and you're like, oh my god. As he turns, Orton's going to stand up on his feet, twist him round, RKO. There you are. That's the finish. That's the finish.
It's going to be, I guarantee that's going to be the finish. I really hope they throw, and it's probably not going to happen, they throw us a gigantic curveball, and somehow Bray actually gets a victory, and even better, he gets a clean victory. Though, honestly, this would be the perfect time for Luke Harper to come back.
He's touring with the Raw brand on the house show. Yeah, he was on Chile. He lost to Sin Cara on a house show. I literally, while you were gone doing your work stuff, I did the Daily LK for the VIPs, where I talked about the news and rumors. There was nothing. It's a dead, dull, and danky day for the. So I talked about the house show results, and I found a detailed report. Sin Cara beat Luke Harper in 8 minutes. Unbelievable.
That does not look good for Luke Harper. Luke Harper, I think, is the most underutilized talent on the roster besides Cesaro.
Great shot. Great shot.
That makes me really upset.
It's upsetting. I hope that Luke Harper does come to SmackDown. I like seeing the talented guys on my SmackDown, but he's been touring with Raw. Maybe that's what they're doing, is having Harper tour with Raw, fly him over for SmackDown Live pay-per-view, and then everyone's like, oh, it's Luke Harper's on Raw, and then boom, they shock you with Luke Harper.
That'd be nice. Because I really like Luke Harper.
That would be awesome, and WWE isn't in the business of being awesome.
Not always. So I hope this match is going to be great, and they're going to work their ass off. But more so than I at this point in time, that huge argument between wrestling fans and wrestlers, for that matter, wins matter, wins don't. Wins and losses don't matter. Wins and losses matter. Wins and losses don't matter. There is a middle ground. There is a way. Like, you have to have certain victories after a while, or else people stop caring. But you don't have to win all the time or lose all the time to have a successful career. You can lose and get over. You can win and not get over. But if all you do is fuck, and when all you do, you lose, and you're not an enhancement talent like Bray is, because he is such a huge personality, it hurts your character. Bray needs to win so fucking bad.
I mean, he lost to Kane at the last pay-per-view.
Twice. He's lost to Kane twice.
He seriously needs this win. However, I see them going on an AJ Styles at Survivor Series. I'm sorry, that's what I think they're going to do. And how about this? I would give Bray Wyatt up as the sacrificial lamb if it means I get to see. If you build a sports entertainer from the ground up, Randy Orton, versus if you build a professional wrestler from the ground up, you get AJ Styles. Mate, I would literally, you say getting naked, pre-cum is running down the side of my leg. Just talking about.
I mean, it would be a fantastic match, and it's a match that I definitely want to see. It's just, and maybe whoever wins this doesn't necessarily need to go. If Bray wins this, he doesn't have to go after the title immediately. If Orton wins this, I feel like he should immediately go after the title.
Which means the next pay-per-view is Survivor Series, and a big match like AJ and Orton could just be brilliant. So you do AJ. This is just what I think Survivor Series SmackDown Live is going to be. Mm-hmm. AJ Orton for the title, Cena versus Ambrose in a street fight or something along those lines. I don't want to see it, but it's going to happen. And Bray Wyatt. maybe Baron Corbin. Bray Wyatt versus
He'll
Baron
lose.
Corbin.
I don't
No, 'cause
know what to do with Bray Wyatt anymore.
I mean, what can you do? I mean, you could have him go after the title and make it a 3. You could have Bray Wyatt win and make it a 3-way. But then that, like, I've said for years, there's 2 matches I want to see: Randy Orton versus Okada, and Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. That's what I want to see. And I'm the biggest Randy Orton mark there's ever been in the history of the wrestling business. They're the 2 matches I want to see, and I want to see it. So AJ, I'm sorry, Bray Wyatt. I love you, buddy, and I think your character's absolutely world class. But I will sacrifice you to get my hands on Randy Orton and AJ Styles.
It's going to be a fucking world class match, and more than likely that's what's going to happen. And it's going to be cool that we're going to get that match out of it. But just end the moment watching that match, I know at least personally, if not a lot of other people are going to go, "Who didn't see that coming?"
Or you could have Bray Wyatt win, and then Randy Orton win a rematch on SmackDown in a number one contendership match.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what they did with AJ. So why not?
Who knows? Who knows? Who freaking knows? Let's get back to the card. Let's see. So we got Miz Dolph Ziggler. My match of the night. It will be match of the night. I put money on it. Dude, the build to this, we talk about, them not doing a good job in the build. The build to this has been fucking phenomenal.
Oh my God, it's been great. It's been fucking great. This is some classic old school pro wrestling shit right here.
What's made this better as I've stayed away from the dirt sheets. I've stayed away from anything that includes Dolph Ziggler in the title for these sites. Because I want to, if Ziggler's leaving, I don't know if he is or not. I generally don't know. So if he loses, I'm going to be generally upset. Mm-hmm. And if he wins, I'm going to be so ecstatic because he's the IC champ, and I think they've done a great job in elevating that. But more importantly, B, he keeps his job. And I get to see the man a bit more. But maybe Ziggler can leave and go somewhere else? I mean...
Here's my 2 theories. Ziggler could either leave and then go the Cody Rhodes route right now. Because Cody Rhodes, in an interview not so long ago on the Sam Roberts podcast, claiming that when he was about to leave, there were a handful of disgruntled people that said they wanted to leave with him and ended up staying instead. Ziggler could easily be one of those. And I think that'd be a good place for Ziggler. I think he could easily... I could see him as an ROH champion. I could see him doing some great stuff in almost every single promotion. But at the same time, he could also lose, and then they could completely 100% repackage not Dolph Ziggler, but Nick Nemeth, and bring him back as something 100%.
Oh, no, dude, I swear to God, if they do that, I'm going to come on here and I'm going to break my glasses live on air. I do not want to see a career match where a guy loses and comes back as a different damn person. It's the same damn person. If he loses, that should be it. Done. Bye. See you later. Catch your ass down the line, Ziggler.
I don't disagree. I don't want to see that, but it's a good possibility it happens. But that's impossible to know without knowing his contract and so on and so forth.
And no one, only Ziggler and Vince know this. Maybe a few others in between. So whatever you read online, ladies and gentlemen, which you might be reading to just because you're an internet fan or whatever and you like reading that stuff,
don't put stock in it.
Don't believe everything. Do not believe everything. He could be working. He literally, think about this. So say Dave Meltzer. We'll just use Dave Meltzer. I don't mean to be horrible to Dave Meltzer at all. It's just, it could be saying it. He could be getting told by a source saying, hey, look, this is going to happen, by the way. Send me some money. Dave gives him the money. How does Dave, or anyone else for that matter, know that this is truth? He could have just made that up.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're seeing Ziggler leaving WWE or Ziggler going full-time career in stupid fucking working at KFC, dude, don't believe it, okay? Just relax. Even better than this, okay? The build has been so good. They deserve for you not to know. That's the way I've looked at this. Normally I would have looked, but I made a promise to myself I'm not going to look because these men deserve it for the way they've built this. I want to be shocked if Ziggler loses and ecstatic if he wins.
And kudos to one half of this equation that we're not giving enough fucking credit to. The Miz has been fucking incredible in this feud. Incredible. He has been such a genuine dickbag heel, and you're so angry with him that he keeps winning. That's what I love when people are like, oh, I fucking hate the Miz. Okay, well, I don't like the way he wrestles. Okay, so you don't like the way he wrestles. You don't want him to win. You're mad when he wins. He puts on pretty good shows, especially with Dolph Ziggler here lately. You want him to lose and you want Dolph Ziggler to win. Yeah. Okay, then he's doing his job. And he's doing it par excellence right now.
This is how good of a heel he is. He doesn't have merchandise, so even if you wanted to support him, you can't.
No, you can't. He's such a great heel because he's just a dickbag in every. You got some great heels like Kevin Owens who are great wrestlers, who are like top A+ wrestlers, and then they're good heels on top of that. But you like him as a wrestler first. I'm a Kevin Owens fan, and even I can say that I like him as a wrestler before I like him as a heel. Miz is just a heel from from the time he wakes up to the time he laces his boots to the time he leaves to go back in Gorilla. It's just everything about him makes him the perfect heel because he has no redeeming qualities as a fucking professional wrestler.
And the believability aspect, like when he's being a dick, I actually forget, like, holy shit, like that's what he's like in real life. That's what it feels like when you're watching it.
And then he doesn't get nearly, especially here lately, he doesn't get near enough kudos as he truly deserves.
We need to start putting him over a bit more. That's definitely something we can work on. Right, then we have a SmackDown tag title match. If the Usos win, they're
gonna win, dude. Go ahead and expect it. They're gonna fucking win. And I'm gonna get mad because they suck.
Dude, but they're repackaged now. I don't care.
Who gives a shit? It's a terrible repackage. Now they're like fucking like Samoan cholos with terrible music, bad outfits, and they're still not fun to watch.
I can't. I don't care about this. And then I would rather watch the Ascension versus Slater and Rhino.
Remember when the Ascension were cool?
Do you remember when the Usos were cool? Never.
No, I don't.
Boom. That's the issue.
They've done so fucking good at making me give a damn about Rhino and Heath Slater to where I genuinely really like Heath Slater. That whoever beats them, I'm going to be really upset that they win, and it's going to give them really good heel heat. Unless it's the fucking Usos, because we all know if you're Samoan, WWE is a hard-on for you, and they're just going to put it on him, not because they deserve it, not because it's going to put more heel heat on him, but because people want to see it. They were heels when I watched them in Birmingham, and people still cheered for them and booed American Alpha. And that's bad storytelling.
It is bad. It's their job to make you boo them. It's not the other way around.
Yeah.
I see the Usos winning here. I can see myself coming on here being very mad, being very negative. Well, there won't be a Zack Ryder sighting, so we've got that going for us here.
Don't you fucking put that evil on us, because all of a sudden you're going to hear woo, 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 and that big, dumb, oaf-looking some bitch is going to come hauling ass down the ring.
Dude, I know wish death upon many people. Dude, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
God, poor Zack Ryder. God damn it. He tries. He's so hard tries, but he just needs to do it somewhere else.
No, don't destroy anywhere else. This is already destroyed. Carrying on, destroy it. Don't fucking ruin anything else I like. Jesus Christ.
I didn't say it was wrestling. He just needs to go somewhere else.
Dude, him being on the roster affects it, right? Him being on the roster affects my liking. I'm shocked I like SmackDown with the Usos and fucking Zack Ryder and Mojo fucking roll. This will be the only fucking show where Zack Ryder gets as much mentioning as he does.
Oh, yeah. Okay, here's the question. Here's the $1 million question. You've got to pick one. You can't pick a cop-out answer, okay? You have to sit down and have a one-person relaxed, chill meal with one human being for 2 hours on the dot. Starting at 1 second, ends at exactly 2 hours. Zack Ryder or Mojo Rawley? Which one do you pick?
Mojo would just be an annoying dickhead. I would generally go Zack, because at least I can ask Zack about other people. Like, what's it like being with The Undertaker?
I would rather take my ball sack, stretch it out over my head, and let it snap back into place than to have a 5-minute conversation with Mojo Rawley.
Can you imagine that? A meet and greet, they come out, hiya, comes to, don't you dare shake my hand.
Don't you fucking do it. You stay the fuck away from me.
See, maybe there were riots in Chile the other day. Maybe it wasn't a Seth Rollins autograph signing. Maybe they saw that it was actually it wasn't Seth Rollins, it was the Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder.
That's what I was like. We don't want this bullshit.
Oh.
Damn.
Anyway, as I was going to say, I can see the Usos getting the win, and then Rhino turning heel on Slater.
Yeah, that is probably to the fucking T what's going to happen. And then you have some heel Usos that are probably going to have the belts for fucking ever. They're going to have, if they win the belts, expect them to have them probably in some.
Dude, I just got the biggest brain freeze ever. Okay, so a heel team is the Usos, and a face team is Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley. And sometime down the line,
figure that shit out.
And they just won a tag match on SmackDown against the Vaudevillains. Oh my god! That will be the match I refuse to watch. Like, refuse. I will not watch it, and I don't care how unprofessional it is. I would never watch it.
Watch match.
The Usos versus Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley.
I wouldn't watch it. I'm right there with you. I'd be like, I am not going to watch this match.
We'll have to bring on a guest just to review that one, and we'll get Dave Koco to just sit there and watch that match.
That one match. God, that would be cancer. Like, truthfully, if the Usos win, they're gonna have it for a really long time.
That's depressing.
Yep. Who beats them? Who beats them for them? But let's go. Keep going.
American Alpha.
Probably.
Becky Lynch versus Bliss for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Too soon for Bliss. Way too soon. The belt needs to be on Becky for a while. And you guys know I'm not the biggest Becky Lynch fan in the world. I'm really not. But I think they could have a good match here. I'm hoping it's a good match. But I just don't. I think it's just way too early. Way too early. Way too soon. If they put the belt on Bliss, I'll be so shocked. I might even be a little bit mad.
I think same here, but I am a Becky Lynch fan. I actually really do like Becky Lynch, but I think these girls have potential to, if they bring their A game, they have potential to have a really good match tomorrow or Sunday night, a really good match. But it's just as likely because of the storytelling, even though they've done a pretty good job building up the story. If they can't play it safe. They're going to have to go in here and try some new things. If they just play it safe, this is just going to be a meh match. And Becky Lynch does need to win, and I would be fucking shocked if Alexa Bliss won. But that would also part of it would be kind of cool because that makes you think, okay, maybe I can't expect everything that they're gonna do. Yeah, and I don't mind Alexa Bliss. A lot of people hate on her.
I don't hear it at all. W's logic is though that if a heel gets the upper hand on the Go Home show, they're losing at the pay-per-view. Like that's been W's logic forever.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't understand. Like every Raw or the Go Home show, depending on whatever brand it is, should have heel heat in a lot, and they don't do it anymore. I don't understand it at all. It's just they just don't do it anymore. What heel heat did we get from SmackDown? Like the storytelling in wrestling is you want to root for the good guy and you want to see the good guy kick the bad guy's ass. They no longer have the bad guy kicking the good guy's ass in the Go Home show to make you want to pay to see the good guy whip the bad guy's ass because you've already seen the good guy whip the bad guy's ass.
Yeah.
They're just illogical. It's a dirty damn wrestling company. Main event time. AJ Styles, Dangerous Dean Ambrose, and Big Match John in a match that I think will be great, but sadly I'm not excited for, and I have no idea why. I do not. As right now, 4:15 a.m. UK time, I couldn't give a flying shit about this match. I'm
100% with you. I absolutely do not care about this match, which sucks because AJ Styles, I think, is one of the greatest wrestlers to have ever laced up a pair of boots. But I can tell you the exact reason I don't care about this match. Dean Ambrose.
Ooh.
I could give a fuck about Dean Ambrose.
No, we've already seen AJ Cena. We've seen AJ Ambrose. So you mix it together. We're going to get an Ambrose Cena feud. That's just obvious. Question is that for the belt? Or will it be Orton and AJ Styles for the belt?
That one's probably not going to be the belt. AJ more than likely is going to win this match, and I don't usually book like this, but this is big information. John Cena is going to go film his next show. He's going to film the second season of his show, so he's going to be out for a while. So he's not going to win. They're not going to fucking pull another Brock Lesnar, have him win, and be gone for 6 months. They're just not going to do it. Dean Ambrose could win, which I think is a horrible, horrible, horrible idea. But I think they are smart enough to realize, even though he's a heel, AJ is on fire. He's ridiculously popular. He's selling more merch now than he ever has. He's on top of the world. People like him as the champion. People want to see the belt stay on him. So more than likely, I think the belt will stay on AJ. But because it's Dean Ambrose in this match, if it was just John Cena versus AJ Part 3, I would be pretty fucking excited. But because it's a triple threat match, which I'm not a big fan of triple threat matches anyway. I just don't care.
So instead of dangerous Dean Ambrose, can we refer to him as the dully danky Dean Ambrose or danky dull Dean Ambrose?
The mediocre Dean Ambrose. I'm finally happy that people are starting to come around and realize, like, no, he really isn't that good, is he? I will give credit where credit is due. Ever since the Stone Cold podcast, he has gotten better. But fucking wrapping a turd in tinfoil, it's still a turd.
So overall, we're excited for the Orton Bray Wyatt. We think it's going to be good. We're excited for the IC title match. We think the main event could. How about this? I'm not excited for the main event right now, but I think before bell time, I'm going to be excited. Like during the entrances, I'm like, okay, big fight feel, main event pay per view, world title on the line. I think I might clear then. But as of right now, this recording on Friday at 4:17 a.m., I could not care less.
Same here, and it could very well that they do some vignettes during the actual event to build up the problem or build up some drama.
No, because that's called promoting, and we know we do not do that at all. We'll get some live comments. Oh, we have a load. That's good. Edward Mohan, I got his name right, and I didn't say it in a foreign accent. Hey, yo, he says. Andrew, that's Andy Paps, baby, puts, hey guys, No Mercy looks good. Great build and great TNA review, by the way. Thank you very much. Very kind of. Edward Mohan says Wyatt over Orton. We wish, but we think Orton's going to go over and face AJ Styles at Survivor Series. Well, I do anyway. Cena's not going to be around. He's taping American Grit 2, the second season. Whatever that is.
I thought. He said some show. I don't fucking know.
Ambrose is going to Raw for the Shield reunion.
I just don't see it. I don't.
I want that to be in 10 years' time we get Shield reunion, not now.
That needs to be 5 or 6 more years from now.
Ole Samuel A, thank you for joining us again, Ole Samuel A. You're a very generous man with your time tonight. Dolph is mid-card for life. That's sad, but true.
Mm-hmm.
Edward Mohan again. The Miz reminds me of a heel Piper. That's being Roddy Piper. That's a fair.
I think that's a huge compliment.
That really is. The Usos are gangbanger wannabes.
They're fucking wannabe cholos, but they're fucking Samoans, so that doesn't work.
Zack Ryder sucks. Mojo Rawley, even worse. WrestleMania Dream Match. This is from Samuel A. WrestleMania Dream Match. Mojo Rawley versus Braun Strowman.
Only if Braun Strowman literally eats him. I'm like, goes into the match, power bombs him, pops his legs like a fucking wishbone, and then just proceeds to eat him.
Almonza Awad. Oh, see, I did it again, the accent. Will Samoa Joe debut after Survivor Series, and is WWE really getting RH and TNA content? I don't know about Ring of Honor. They might be getting TNA's video library, but
that's still up in the air.
That's still up in the air. I think that's all bullshit, but, I don't believe half that shit. But, I mean, the rumors online right now are Joe versus Braun Strowman. Please, please, please. There's only one way from there, and that's down. Like, I really don't want to see that.
I told you how I would book Samoa Joe, and I firmly stand behind that.
It's got to be the Brock Theory. Edward Mohan puts, it's going to be good, but nowhere near Banks versus Charlotte match. That's obviously the women's title match. This is a question here. How would you book the WWE Cruiserweight division, and think if Joe comes to SD, who would he feud with The Miz? Okay, so answer the first one. How would you book the Cruiserweight division?
I know there's a couple of wrestling fans and some big-time podcasters that hate that they make this visual difference between the cruiserweights and then the rest of the Raw show. I actually really like that because I don't think there needs to be intermingling between the two. You're either going after the heavyweight title or you're going after the cruiserweight title, but you have to make the cruiserweight title seem every bit as important as the heavyweight title.
I agree.
I mean, that's really all you got to do from there. Make it seem like it's a big deal. Get some more talent in there. I really hope. I know he just had his last match, I think, with Evolve or somebody, but I really want Jack Gallagher to come in there because I could think he could, or Jack Gallagher, because apparently that G is silent. But I think he could be a fantastic fucking William Regal style heel.
Dick.
Just a dick. Just an asshole. I think he could be great at that. And you just need some more talent, build up, keep that distinction, but make it feel just as important. And then that's all you got to do. That's really it. The rest will take care of itself. I like that they keep presenting the cruiserweights more of a combat match style.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like Raw, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I agree. And I know a bunch of other big-time podcasters that really cannot stand that. They want it to just feel like a part of Raw.
My friend thinks that as well. He thinks it should just be Raw. I'm like, no, it's just different. And it's like when, like, say someone does move up to the main title, then it's red rope, so you know they're moving up to the world title. You just know. Ole Samuel says, dummy Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, there it is.
Dummy Dean Ambrose. There we go. Good man. He's now known as Dummy Dean Ambrose for life. You can have that on your soul, Ole Samuel. You have that on his soul. When Dean Ambrose wakes up in the morning, he checks his YouTube subscription box, sees there's a KocoSports No Mercy 2016 preview predictions. He's then going to cry because you came up with that name.
Love it.
Oh, God, here we go. Juan Totti says, Joe versus Brock is money. People just don't know yet. We've said that a few times on the show.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think I fantasy booked that or armchair booked that months ago on a video. I forget what video it is. You can go back and look at it. But, I mean, I firmly stand behind it. And then I repeated it yesterday.
Lucha Underground review during the live comments time.
Mm-hmm.
Joe should be a Heyman guy. Use that as an angle. We can't. No.
Joe needs to be a Joe guy because Joe is still really good on the mic. He doesn't need anybody talking for him. As much as I love Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman can take anyone's career from here to here, Joe already has the clout. And Joe doesn't need Heyman at all. So
the reason we have Heyman is the reason we have managers is for people who can't talk. Joe can talk, hence him not needing a manager.
I still stand by the fact that if something happens to Brock or if they ever decide to pull this fucking rug out from everybody in the future, the number one person that needs to be a Paul Heyman guy, the person that can use Paul Heyman the most as a bad guy, is Roman Reigns.
Oh, dude, imagine that. Imagine Heyman cutting a Healy promo. Reigns is just standing there with a smile on his face. That would be absolutely magnificent.
It would be great. Just make him into a beast. You can keep the pants, but ditch the tack vest.
Yeah,
and just have him cut like he's already got the name for him, which is the Samoan Badass. Fucking keep using that. And he could, his career was here, and then because of a couple things, Roman went to about here. He didn't drop too awful far. If he were to get fucking Paul Heyman on his side, he's going to the fucking moon.
And because the internet love Heyman so much, maybe the Reigns bashing would stop. But I think Heyman would use the bashing against them to make them boo even more.
They would. He'd be like, you didn't like him when he was at his best. You didn't fucking cheer for him when he was winning the hearts of children and women. Why would he want your boos now? Keep booing him. All they do is make him hit other people harder.
Yeah, I could imagine that and that being bloody brilliant. Well, thank you.
Somewhere in my past life, I must have been a fucking wrestling manager. Like, it had to have been.
That was actually good. That's actually a pretty good promo. Thank you, everyone, then, for the live comments. That'll do for the live comments for today's show. Make sure, if you're watching this not live and post on demand, whatever the fuck you want to call it, put your live comments, what you think the show will be, and your predictions. We'll be back on Sunday. Well, I think I'll be back. You won't be eligible for the No Mercy review, will you?
No, I've got I've got a manager meeting I've got to go to, and my boss scheduled it from 7 to 10.
Dickhead.
And I told him, like, dude, you absolutely. He was like, what do you mean? It's like, I told you like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I do this. This is like my second job. I really treat it like that. I had a pay-per-view tonight. And he looked at me and he was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was like, you owe me on this one. I'm going to be there. I'm not going to skip it, but you owe me for this one.
Well, it's only No Mercy. I'm sure I'll try and scrape someone else up if there's no one. If I can't find anyone, then let me find anyone. There's only really 3 options. Well, actually, there's a few, but maybe they can hit me up on the old Facebook gimmick. So I know there's a big group chat now, isn't there, with podcasts. I'll just pop up, going live with No Mercy review. Fucking join me, cunts. That being said, thank you everyone for the review. We'll be back on Sunday as we take Saturdays off because in the end of the day, we are human beings. We have families. I've got work until about 10, and then I'm going to spend the evening with my girlfriend. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to Sunday's No Mercy, kind of, or a few matches, and then we're going to restart it all on Monday with a Raw review. You joining me for that?
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm actually off on Monday. I will have the wee one. I'll have Sammy Synister Jr., but he should be in bed by then.
Yeah, it'll be late. It'll be like 11 o'clock, won't it? 11:10.
It was off 10 o'clock here, so probably about 10:30, 10:15, somewhere in there. He'll be long asleep.
All right, no problem. That's cool. So you got that to look forward to, everyone. Leave a like, leave a comment, sure you hit the subscribe button on this channel. For even more podcasts from myself and Sammy Synister, head over to the link on the screen right there, lkvip.podbean.com. If you're too lazy to type that in, I've already put it in the description box for you below, so there's no excuses. 99 pence a month. That's $1.19 a month for double the amount of podcasts on there. So that being said, also Dave Koco's book, buy it. Don't be nasty. Stay safe, stay well. We're going to fuck them clowns up, and we'll be catching your asses down the line.